Hello everyone, how are you? Hope you all are fine. Dear students, I have just covered many topics in this chapter Fundamental Unit of Life. Hope you all are watching my videos, studying book NCRT book and doing all the worksheet which I have given to you. Dear students, till now I have covered main topics, introduction about cell, plasma membrane, its structure, its function, how does movement of substance take place in and out of cell. So today I'm just going to cover the next topic, cell wall. Dear students, after cover this topic cell wall, I will just give you a revision videos related to all the topics which I have covered. But today I'm just going to start a cell wall. But before start it, I'm just going to tell you one small story related to this. Dear students, let me tell you a story today. Once there was an old rich man, and it was his dream to build a city of his own. For that, he bought an island. So, what do you think he did after first buying his island? Yes, he built a wall around it to protect the city from intruders. So, any intruders trying to attack the city would first have to break the walls in order to gain entry into city. Similarly, plants they have a cell wall that protect the plant from all external stress. So the wall was built around the city to provide protection to the city. So now tell me, what should be the nature of this cell wall? Yes, it has to be very strong and very rigid. Similarly, the cell wall of plant cells are very strong, tough and very rigid. Now different cities can be a different shape. So what gives a city a definite shape? Yes, the walls that are built around the city, a definite shape. So the same city can look different if a different wall is built around the city and can look different if a different wall is built around the city. Similarly, all plants have a cell wall that give it a definite shape. So the wall was built around the city. So what was the wall made of? Well, the workers carefully placed one brick over another and eventually the entire wall was made. So bricks are building blocks. So similarly, the cell wall of plant cells are made up of such building blocks which make these see they are long and fibrous called cellulose. So cellulose when put together from the entire cell of plant cell. Different cells made up of different substance like bacterial cell, fungal cell, plant cell. Here you can see. Plant cell is living but made up of non-living substance. You can see here plant cell is made up of cellulose, fungal cell is made up of chitin and bacterial cell is made up of peptidoglycan. Now let's discuss the functions of the cell wall. So you see many trees around you. Now tell me why trees are so upright. If you tell me that yes, plants are cells are tough and rigid, you will be absolutely correct. But that leads to the next question, what gives the plant cell this rigidity? Yes, plant cell wall that bounds the plant cell provides the toughness and rigidity to the cell, and that's why the trees are upright. So, a wall was built around the city, but now people had to enter into the city or leave the city, and also raw material has to brought to the city for all the construction work. So, for that, a gate had to be made. Similarly, the cell wall of plant cell have a pores on them which allows the free entry and exit of all the molecules. Since it allows all the molecule to pass through it, they are known as permeable. Now let us verify if plant cells indeed have pores on their cell wall. Now, when you water a plant, you always water it in the soil. So how are the roots taking in this water? I told you that the entire plant is made up of plant cell. Even the roots are also made up of plant cell, which are bound by a tough and rigid cell wall. So how is this tough and rigid? Cell wall allowing the water inside? Yes, they have pores on them that allow this water intake, and that is how the plants take water from the soil. So now what are the functions of cell wall? Let's see again. Plant cell wall provide rigidity, shape, it is fully permeable, it allow free movement of molecules in a plant cell, and also it protects during unfavorable conditions like heat, storm, sun, wind. There are three layers of cell wall: primary wall, secondary wall, middle lamella. Now, as you know, cell wall is a rigid, non-living layer that is found outside the cell membrane, surround the cells. Bacteria, plants, fungi all have cell wall. In plants, cell wall is comprised of cellulose. It consists of three layers that support the plant. These layers include middle lamella, primary cell wall, secondary cell wall. Now, what is this middle lamella? It separates one cell from another. It is a thin layer on outside of cell made up of sticky substance called pectin. Now, what is the primary cell wall? It is on the inside of middle lamella and it's mainly composed of cellulose. And what about secondary cell wall? It lies alongside the cell membrane. It is made up of a thick, tough layer of cellulose which is held together by a hard waterproof substance called lignin. It is only found in the cells which provide mechanical supports in plants. Now I told you that all plant cells are bound by a cell wall which is tough and which is rigid. Right now, why is that leaves are so flexible then, or the stems are so rigid? Both of them are made up of plant cells which have very tough and rigid cell wall. This is because plant cells that are present in stem have additional deposition on them. Deposition of suberin and lignin that give this extra toughness and rigidity. This deposition of lignin and suberin are not present in the plant cells that are present in the leaves, and that is why leaves are soft and flexible and you can fold the leaves. Now, if you have been listening to me carefully, you will realize that I have been just talking about of cell wall of plant cell, that is not of animal cell, because animal cell wall is not there. Cell wall is only present in plant cell. Animal cell lack a cell wall. Now if animal cell lack tough and rigid cell wall that are present in plant and give the plant this upright nature, then how we are also upright? Even we have upright nature? Well, yes, we do not have cell wall, but we have internal skeleton framework that give us rigidity, and that's why we have an upright nature. Now let's understand why plants have a cell wall and animals don't have a cell wall. One in the first place, consider this is a warm nice evening and suddenly the weather turns rough, rain, thunder, lightning. At such time animals can usually find a shelter to hide, but plants they cannot move. They cannot move themselves. They have to stay there. So a delicate cell membrane would not give plant protection. So they need a cell wall to protect themselves. So that's why plants have a cell wall. This outer layer protect the cell from outside environment. Such an animal move to a safe place. So animal cells do not require cell wall. Why do one cell have a cell wall? course, these cells are stationary and they have to protect themselves. So that's why they have a cell wall like plant cell. Bacteria can also move. Then why they have a cell wall? Because many bacteria they live in unfavorable conditions. So to protect themselves, they have a cell wall. So in the end, I would like to say that cell membrane surround every cell you will study. Cell wall made up of cellulose are only found around plant cell and few organisms. Cellulose is a specialized sugar that is classified as a structural carbohydrate not used for energy. If the plant cell is like a water balloon, the cell wall is like a cardboard box that protect the balloon. The balloon is protected from outside world by structure that provide protection and